What's up, everybody? Welcome to another GGH Live. Are you okay?
Who are you asking, me or
you?
me?
You just
Oh
you just
no,
had that look.
I'm looking at my phone because I wanted to see where I was going to share it.
Oh, okay.
So
That's fair.
I'm trying to figure out where to share it. I thought you were talking about your wife there.
No,
so I think I'm going to change share it to here. So just one more page. I don't think Aaron will mind that I share it to his page.
Probably not. Probably not. But anyway, everybody, welcome to another GGH Live. Again, Nando forgot to set his alarm clock. I'm just picking Nando. You know I love you. But we got the one and only Brian John Laverty tonight, the creator and founder of Global Ghost Hunt, and another special guest. We have the
Who's that?
Queen. We have the Wicked Queen, also known as my wife, Mackenzie. Okay. And for those of you who might remember, during Global Ghost Time, during the Pennhurst investigation, somebody said they didn't care about. Somebody said they didn't care about me getting scratched and a whole bunch of different things. That's that one.
Right here. Some people like that last comment that was said in that video. That became very popular. I think that's why so many people watch it, because they wanted to see that last part. Now, my question to you is it a guest or is it a special guest?
She's always special. She's a special guest.
Well, let's ask her.
Are you a guest or a special guest?
She's on mute.
Well, that's because we get feedback if we use her mic.
Oh, okay.
Can I swear on here?
Can I swear on here? That's what you got to come. That's what you come up with first. Can I swear on here? Are you going to swear at me?
No, at me.
No.
Hold on, wait a minute. There we go. Now we can. Now she's literally right next to me.
That a no?
Lightly. Be nice.
Bitch, I'm always special.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Bitch, I'm always special.
Margarita, welcome to the show. Welcome, and welcome, everybody. We're going to go over, we got a couple of things. We're going to be going over. But one, before we move on, though, honestly, Brian, and shoot with the Wicked Queen right here.
Yes.
The night I put all that together, I couldn't figure out an ending. We had a lot of evidence. We had a lot of video. I didn't know how I wanted to end that investigation. This is like 1:30 in the morning. I got that clip. The clip of her saying she doesn't care I got scratched.
And she said the B word.
Oh, yes. I was laughing so hard. I was in tears.
Yeah.
I sent her a message saying, you need to get down here.
Yeah.
I was upstairs playing video games.
You know what's funny is what I found funny about that video is during the middle of the video or near the middle, all of a sudden it repeated itself what was playing 15 minutes before. And so I actually had people messaging me going, am I living in a different world or something like that? Did that not just play over again?
So let me
Matt apparently didn't notice that.
So let me explain. So that night I had at least we had 4 cameras going at one time. We had my GoPro, we had our phones, which that's 2. No, we had 5. We okay. So we had four cameras going at the same time.
Plus the trail cam.
Plus this guy right here, just a little night vision one. I didn't realize that it was the same footage, just from a different angle.
No, it looked like it was from the same angle.
So that was actually.
I'll have to go back and look.
The first one was from my GoPro, my chest cam. Okay. The second one was from this guy.
Okay.
That was being held right here. Yeah. It's very subtle, but I mean.
Okay, I got you.
The same height, so he thought it was the same.
And then at the beginning of the video, a lot of comments were made because your lens cap was hitting the camera a lot.
Which, by the way, I said I was going to do this, and I did it the night of Global Ghost Hunt. Ready?
Yeah.
No more cat, folks. I got rid of it. It is gone. I just keep it on for
video. Everybody, you know what? Everybody's video is good.
Yeah.
Even like I don't know if anybody's gone to the Global Ghosts on Facebook or YouTube page, but the patrol has almost 3,000 views on the YouTube channel for Global Ghost Hunt, and Portal to the Paranormal has almost 2,000.
Portal did an amazing job. Nando, Sarah, all of them did a great job. Absolutely great job. The patrol, as you know, we had some issues. We had some issues with, the service and stuff like that. But you know what? Issues aside, it was a great investigation.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we learned a couple of different things because that was the first. The patrol was first on our docket, and they gave us a lot of good lessons that we passed along to the rest of the teams. And
I think what they learned as well is because when they were initially going live, they were using their camera, not a phone camera. Yeah. But as soon as they moved to the phone camera, everything was great.
Yep.
So that was a lesson they learned going live, that you can't really do the professional camera. You have to use the phone. In fact, I forget who it was, but somebody asked me the other day about going live. Their team, I can't remember the team, but they asked about going live through a camera, and I said, really, the only way you can do it is go through your phone. Because if you're going to go through your camera, you're probably going to have issues, which obviously the patrol did. So, and again, you said it. You were right on the mark there, and you said that there were a lot of things that we learned that I didn't even think about, and there were certain things, and it was one of those things where the only way to learn those little issues by actually with the event going on. That was really the only way that you're going to learn those issues. For example, we had a couple of issues with landscape to portrait.
Yep.
Which was an issue. And as much as portrait is nice, landscape is obviously much better. So we kind of learned that too. We need to get on with the teams before they actually go live to make sure everything's working properly.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, like I said, not to turn this into a negative thing, but we did have some other issues as well that were out of our hands, that, we don't have to adjust for October. It's just crap happens, and nothing we can really do about it. But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
And like I said, even the little hiccups here and there, were lessons that we could pass along to these other teams. Yeah. And I think almost that night, we and the admin staff were getting in touch with these teams, saying, "Hey, heads up, this is what we've noticed. Can we get together and fix these? Let's keep our eyes open for this or keep our eyes open for that." And
great. In fact, what happened was the Friday, I spoke to Nando about sending out a mass email to the rest of the teams on suggestions on what you can do for your live. And for example, the following night we had Brian Clary on, and he happened to mention that at the beginning of his video that they would really like us to go through the history of the location, which is what they did. So a lot of people learn a lot of different things. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why, some teams had some really good investigations, because they were watching the other investigations and some of the mistakes that were happening, and it made their investigation much better. Rootless had a really, really good investigation. The only downside was they were portrait and they should have been landscape, but their investigation was still good. Another thing we learned too, if we're going to get into this topic and talk about it, is it's really highly suggested, and I think Matt came up with it, or I think we both came up. I think it was Matt, but making sure somebody within the group has the live going on their phone. So because the reason is because we were sending messages for certain things and they weren't seeing them. So it's really good for somebody to have it up on their phone, whether it's through Facebook or YouTube, so you can see what's going on during the live.
Yeah.
So if there's any issues, for example, it happened with Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
Yep.
When they were at their live. Somebody was on the phone. I think it was Brandon was watching, and he noticed that it was freezing a lot. So they made sure that they stayed out of those areas where it was freezing.
I honestly thought, and God bless her, I thought you were going to talk about Jenny. Because their one camera kept shutting off, and then it turned to portrait.
Yeah, I really
these messages and
I really think, and I said this right from when it happened up till like even last week I mentioned it. I really think something touched the phone.
Very possible.
So how did it go from landscape to portrait by just and it moved slightly?
Oh, there she is. There's Jenny.
I truly believe something touched her phone.
Absolutely, and I agree.
Yeah.
And I agree, and that was a great investigation.
Yeah.
And just to let everybody know in the audience, I do see all your comments. I see Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. Facebook user, I know who that is. That's our boy Lurker.
Actually, no, it's not. It's a person named Luna Rose.
Oh, Luna. Okay. Well, you have the same calling card as my brother Lurker.
Well, the thing is that I have a lot of times when you're seeing the comments, when it's going through the Huntophobia page, it comes up as Facebook user. So I'm actually on the Huntophobia page, seeing any comments that are coming through the Huntophobia page, especially with Facebook user, and that is a person by the name of Luna Rose.
Well, Luna, welcome anyway. Still, I see our brother Victor Santiago from the Don Vic Show. He's in with us. What's up, Victor? How you doing, brother? And said Jenny's here in the audience from Emerald Isle Paranormal. And Jason Barrett, one of my other brothers. He's from here in Pennsylvania. Welcome.
Here.
Yeah, it's the Don. Don.
And I agree with what Jason's saying here. One thing we also noticed as well, that's Luna again, by the way.
Okay.
One thing we also noticed with the SB7 going live.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult to pick it up during the live. But when you're recording, it's not an issue, which is weird. It is weird a little bit. So I actually thought about this because you can actually do this. If you're going to be using your SB7, have a microphone on you can actually get a microphone for your phone.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do the SB7 during your live, get a microphone for your phone and we'll be able to pick up the SB7 with no issues.
Yeah, and like we said, even during the event too, if you're going to be running an SB7, have a little distance as well. You don't need the SB7 right next to your phone and mic. But regardless, again, it all comes back to these are lessons that we were going to learn, and we knew in the first beginning this wasn't going to be perfect. We weren't gonna. There was bound to be some issues, and we learned our lesson. We worked on them. Everything ran smooth.
Yes.
So, well, before we get into what's coming up for October, because that is something that obviously we want to discuss with everybody, let's start with Parapost. Parapost has been obviously the main source for us to stream to. We've been doing a lot of promoting out on it. I want to hear what's been going on with Parapost.
Okay. You already know what's going on with Parapost, but I'm glad you brought it up because...
Well, it's in the script.
You're making it sound like you have no idea what's going on with Parapost.
That's the point. It's called acting. See, I can act too.
Oh, dear. Okay, Parapost Network Central. As people know, Nando put together a kind of a little promotion thing, and we sent it out, and we're opening our page to a lot more different vodcasts.
Yes.
And I say vodcast. And Steven's always impressed when I say vodcast because most people call it a podcast. And in fact, it's actually called a vodcast because it's video on demand. You know what I mean? So, So we opened it up, and I'm glad we did because we have 6 new vodcasts coming to the page.
Very nice.
And I'm really excited about. I'm excited about all of them, but there's one that's going to be really, really out of the realm of everything paranormal. It has nothing to do with paranormal. It has nothing to do with it, and people are going to be surprised. I've been wanting to get this on the page, and it's finally happening. And I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to wait for it to be a surprise. But anyways,
surprise.
I have a friend here who's one of the top chefs outside of Toronto.
Okay.
He's a kind of a well-known chef out here. He is going to be coming up on the vodcast and doing a cooking show from
Very
the
nice.
restaurant. So he's actually going to be in his kitchen, and he's going to be doing a vodcast of that.
Sounds like someone right up your alley.
So it's going to be really, really super cool. His name is Brett. His name is Brett McLaughlin. And again, he's one of the top chefs, not in Toronto, outside of Toronto.
Okay.
He's about 2 hours away from Toronto, and he's in a very, very well-known restaurant out in that area. In fact, and this is even going to be better, and Matt, you don't know this, but this is a surprise. Brett is actually moving to Italy in September.
Ooh.
So he's actually opening a restaurant in a resort in Italy. It's not his restaurant. It's a friend of his. His parents, some people just have way too much money. His parents bought him a resort in Italy. So, yeah. So he's asked Brett to go out there to open up the restaurant in the resort. So Brett is going to be 6 months in Italy and 6 months here in Canada. So he's going to be even going live out in Italy as well.
Oh, that's going to be so amazing because...
Yeah. So the great thing is not only does Brett, yes, he works in the restaurant, but Brett also does a lot of different catering jobs for the restaurant. He goes out to certain events. He's going to be showing those events and showing the catering of these events. So it's going to be a lot of different things. The main thing he's really going to be doing in the restaurant, he's going to show you the prepping.
Okay.
He's going to show you different types of dishes that they serve. And he's mainly going to go through all the prepping on how to cook these meals or these fine dishes that he's going to be doing. So it's going to be really, really different.
I'm excited.
And so I'm meeting with them next week in person. And we're going to sit down. We're going to go through everything through StreamYard and everything. So he knows how to do everything. Okay. And so hopefully not next week, the week after the show starts. So he's going to do it once a week. I think it looks like it's going to be Tuesdays. No, not Tuesdays. I think it's going to be Thursdays. It's going to be on. I'm not sure what time. His weekend is Monday and Tuesday. So, yeah. So that is definitely something to look forward to. We don't know the name of the show yet, but hopefully maybe even Brett's going to reach out to Matt to maybe do a video intro for them. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, Brett is, from what I understand, I've never been in his restaurant. From what I understand, he's an amazing chef. And he is a chef. So he's not a cook. He's a chef. And he's one of the top chefs here. So it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something completely different. And I think it's going to bring a whole new set of new people to the page. And I'll let you know, he's only streaming to Parapost Network Central.
That's awesome.
He's not going anywhere else. He's just streaming to this page, and that's it. So hopefully everybody on the page is going to share out his page or his live when he goes live. And let's bring more people to the page. And I really, really think this is going to be one of one of those things that's going to really grow the page, which in turn is going to help everyone else on the page.
So just to clarify, in case anybody missed it, you do welcome and you are welcoming other forms of podcast shows to Parapost Network.
And I would really love to get, and I told you this, Matt, I'd really love to get some fishermen on the show, on the page.
Ones that actually catch fish, not me.
I really want to get, I would love to have maybe an auto mechanic who has a show come on the page. Because let's be honest, everybody drives, and I think most people have been through this crap. When you go to a garage, you're not sure if you're getting scammed or not. And I would really like to have somebody come up to the page and maybe show the do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
and
true.
Maybe, the simple things, the simple fixes that you can do at home.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it to a mechanic. Just stuff like that. I'd really love to do that. And to be honest, and some people might not like this, but I think it would be good for the page. I'd like an author that does a podcast to come on the page that talks about books.
Oh, that'd be cool.
There's a lot of people out there that read books. And I think that would be a really, really good show to have.
Well, I do know a buddy of mine. He might be coming on. I think we spoke about this last night. I think he's doing some kind of gaming. He might even come on, or some music or something. But there's going to be something. But either way, it's good to see and good to hear that Parapost Network Central is growing and expanding outside of the paranormal. I mean, I love the paranormal, but you're right. It's good to get everybody. It's good to get everybody involved.
So I would actually like to get on the page. Maybe something along the lines of what Don Vick is doing as well. Maybe having a couple of more of those. I did have somebody coming on the page. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what it was a vodcast podcast that he dealt with a lot of famous people. I don't know whatever happened to him. I've reached out to him a couple of times, and he said, "Yo, yeah, I'm going to be doing it," and nothing's ever happened about it. So I'm going to leave it as is for now. Hopefully, eventually he will start doing it, and we'll see what happens. But we do have some other shows coming on, and I wanted to get the one name of one of them. Now, one of the shows, Glenda Dawson's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
She's got 2 or 3 shows, so she's going to have 2 or 3 different shows on the page. But her main one is Glenda's Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
And Glenda is a medium. And so that I think she has like three shows. So I think she's bringing all those shows to the page as well. We do have another one, and I want to make sure I get this name right. Let me just find it. Because she's into the paranormal, and she's coming to the page, and her page or her vodcast is called The Hatter's Looking Glass.
Ooh.
So she is now coming to Parapost Network Central. And the reason she's coming to the page was one, she saw the ad, the post, and 2, she knows about me, about huntophobia. Like, obviously we've never met, but she knows about me. She knows about huntophobia. She knows about Global Ghost Hunt. And that's one of the reasons why she's coming over, was because of me.
That's awesome.
Not that I'm tooting my own horn or anything like that. It's just what it is. And the great thing is with Christy, her name is Christy. She also has a haunted location. She owns a haunted location. So she has told me she wanted to learn more about Global Ghost Hunt. So I explained everything. She loves it, and she is going to be signing up her location for the Global Ghost Hunt, and she will have a team.
Okay, I was just going to ask.
Yeah, so
I was just going to ask.
So it's and she has a show. So that's 5 shows. There's another show that's starting that is a medium. as well, and she's coming up on the page. I added her as an editor last week. She said she thought about doing one this weekend. I guess it didn't happen, but she is now coming up as well. So that is 6 new shows that are coming to the page that are going to be helping everyone. And once this cooking show starts, I really, really think it's going to take us to a new level. And you're going to have new people that are going to be joining the page that are going to be new viewers for everyone else on the page.
That's awesome.
So you guys have an opportunity to grow even more once these new shows start. I'm hoping that Brett's show is going to be really, really successful. And I think it's going to be. The restaurant owner and Brett are very excited about doing this show. And everybody cooks. So I think it's really going to be a great show. Eventually what will happen is if he likes it, and if he does well, then we'll eventually probably put him over on Paralinks Plus if Howard and Chrissy are interested on having him on their page.
I'm sure. Yeah. They're just like us, and this is why I said before, I really love, working. I love the fact that number one, that Parapost and Paralinks are working together, and I love the fact that I got involved with Chrissy and Howard and all them because they love the growth too. They love new people and different shows. So I'm sure they would be. I can't obviously speak for them, but from what I see, but
I think the main thing for me was getting some different shows on the page, obviously because we opened it up. But once I confronted or I spoke to Brett about it, he was really, really super excited. And then when he spoke to his restaurant owner, he was even more super excited because it's going to be exposure for the restaurant as well. And that's a good thing. The restaurant's going to get involved. And we got involved. All right. Yeah. Okay.
I have the video. Scotty.
I'm not saying anything. That I have no knowledge about that whatsoever.
Oh, it was great. It was great. And it is kind of family friendly. But so as we stated earlier, went to Pennhurst and ours was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
We met up with Scotty, Chrissy, Jason, and all them the day of the investigation, and I knew Scotty was going to give us a Scotty-like greeting, to say the least. We pulled into the parking space. I didn't even have the car in park, and Scotty came running at the car. I step out. He leaps in the air. I catch him, and Scotty does what Scotty does. And I carried him all around the car, and I told him he was going in the trunk. I put him down. We hugged. He turned around, and instead of waiting for the Wicked Queen here to open the door, he rips the door open and dives in head first on top of the Wicked Queen and just starts hugging her. And I'm just like, nope, I'm not getting involved with that one.
Yeah. So I remember, I think you were live, or were we on Messenger? Because I remember Chrissy coming to the car and yelling, "Hey!"
I think we were on the phone. We were on the phone talking because we were having that meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
I'm sorry. I apologize. There is another show coming to the page, and it's starting on the 26th.
Oh.
And that is Big Rob and Nando's new show.
Yes.
Which is called The Shadow Podcast with Big Rob and Nando. They're coming on the 26th of June, and they're going to be starting at 9 p.m. GMT time, which is obviously 4 o'clock Eastern time.
As long as
their new show is coming. So that is 7. And yeah, Scott, and you know what? I've been wanting this for a long time, at least 6 months, 7 months, and we're finally getting it. We're like, I know you just came in the room. We actually have a top chef outside of Toronto that is going to be doing a cooking show within the restaurant and going through everything. And it hasn't been decided if it's a 30-minute show or an hour show. That will come. But and he's going to be going out and doing live streams with the catering when they're doing events. And then come this September, he will be going live in Italy because he's going to be opening a restaurant at a resort in Italy. So there's going to be a lot with Brett. And I think with Brett coming on the page, like I said earlier, it's going to bring a whole new group of people to the page, which is going to be great for everyone else on the page. Because there might be even people that have no idea about the paranormal. And they're going to come in and they're going to be watching all these shows about paranormal. Cryptids. You haven't done a show in a while. Mackenzie, what's going on?
Life. No, but
she's not wrong.
Are you coming back?
Seriously, I've been trying to get a new job at the state hospital in the town I live, and it's been really stressing me out lately. Okay. So I haven't heard anything. My aunt keeps calling my dad. My dad keeps bugging me and him.
There you go.
About it, and it's like there's nothing I can do. It's the state. Well, the state does what the state wants.
Yeah, that's true. So, what do you think of a name? I was trying to think of names for Brett. Cooking with Brett. I don't know. Maybe we name it after the restaurant that he works at.
Well, I mean, you're more foodie than me. Well, I just like the food. You're more like food restaurant-y.
Well, I've also gone to culinary school.
Yeah, exactly. So what would be a good name for a cooking show? And by the way, folks, the reason why I'm looking that way is because she's literally right here. So
everybody should know that already. If they don't know that, I feel bad. We are the same student.
We'll come up with a name. And,
I'll have some idea.
And so get ready, folks. That show is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And you know, and I'm still wondering if James Dawson's going to be doing his show on this page, the True Crime Show. I don't know if that's happening. I know he's going through a lot of medical things right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been put on the back burner, but I think he will eventually be coming up somewhere down the road, and hopefully, and that's 8 shows. So we're going to have a lot of new shows coming up. And we've had some people leave, unfortunately, and which it happens. And so we need to fill those spots back up again. And this is going to help. And again, people, this is really going to help everybody's growth on the page. And,
100%.
And that was my main focus for this page, is for everybody to grow. So I'm hoping to find some more people outside of that box of the paranormal. And if I do, then I will talk with them and see if they're interested on coming up. Don't get me wrong, folks. I love the paranormal. I love everything about the paranormal. But we need to start expanding the page. And I think the cooking show, yes, we have some paranormal shows coming up, but the cooking show is going to be fantastic.
No, 100%. And I'm actually excited, and I expressed this to you earlier. Yeah. It's really nice to see the growth, and you never know, like you said, who's actually interested in the paranormal, or they're closet enthusiasts. They're not willing to come out of. They see the shows, they think it's interesting, but they've got no connection. They don't think there's enough people that like it as much as we do. And it's nice. It's nice to expand, and even some of our own. Like, there's a couple who are really great artists. They're really good at cooking. They're really good at doing different things, and that connection is going to be there, and that's nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
And if anybody in the room, you can reach out to somebody. I would love to get on this page something to do with music.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to be careful. You can't be really playing the music, but somebody, talking to other musicians and, everything like that, like interviews with musicians. I can't even talk. And I would love to get that on the page as well. What's going on?
Oh, she sent me, or she's showing me a picture or a TikTok of, that damn boy, he's sick. You've probably seen that on TikTok. I know who that is.
That's Lucian.
I know who that is. But anyway,
my brother's TikTok.
Her brother had a TikTok of her cat who passed away 2 years ago, and she just saw it. She just found it. So.
Oh, okay.
But
he's a fat boy.
He is. He's thick.
He was chunky.
Wouldn't it be? I'm sure he is. Wouldn't it be great though to have like some kind of rock show or a music show on the
absolutely.
page? I think it would be great. I know at one point, Jay Hill, obviously Jay Hill's show started a couple of weeks ago, the Cemetery Files, which it's been great so far. He was thinking about doing a music show for a little while. But I would really like to get somebody who deals with music. I'd love to get that on the page as well because everybody loves music. For some people, it's an escape, and I think it would be great to have that kind of vodcast on the page as well. So, really, at the end of the day, I'm open to anything. I've been working on one person to bring her show up. Hopefully, she will, and that's a craft show. She builds crafts. And I'd love to. I'm trying to convince her to come up on the page, but hopefully I can do that. But again, it's just I love the paranormal. I love everything about the paranormal. But I want to open this page up because really this page was for everyone.
Yeah,
and I don't want to restrict anybody that doesn't do paranormal that can't come on the page. Like for example, Don Vic.
Yeah.
Don Vic's been here since almost the beginning. I think he's been here since last June. In fact, something like that. Yeah. And his numbers have, like, from what he had on his own page to now, like I think he had some like 300 to 400. Now he's over 2,000.
Well, he's the Don, so
he's just grown like no tomorrow, and which is great. And again, it's just I really want to open up the page to new vodcasts and for people to continue to grow. And again, if anybody in the audience, if you know somebody has a vodcast that has nothing to do with the paranormal, send them over to us.
Yeah,
send them over to the page and tell them to message us because I've had quite a few messages in the last week. I think I've had 5 or 6. People that wanting to come up on Parapost Network. So
that's awesome.
So we're going to continue growing. I'd like to see, maybe this is a stretch, or maybe this is out of reach, but I would like to be at least by the end of this year, I'd like to be at about 10,000 to 12,000 followers on the page. And I think the cooking show is really going to help that.
It's very doable. Yeah. It's very doable. So, well, that's awesome. I'm like I said, I'm really happy to see the growth that Parapost is having, and it's only going to get better.
Oh yeah,
it's only going to get better. So,
sure.
All right. So, going back to the Global Ghost Hunt, we spoke with a lot of different teams. We've had a lot of experience, but there's somebody who hasn't given their thoughts on their investigation.
Yeah, she's not really with us, I don't think.
She had something shiny in front
So put yourself on mute, Matt, and let her speak and see what she has to say about the Global Ghost Hunt.
What do you think? Talk about Penhurst and what you did see about the Global Ghost Hunt.
I didn't see anything in the Global Ghost.
Well, at least you're honest about it. Don't feel bad. You don't even watch my stuff.
No, I don't watch anybody's stuff.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Why though?
She never watches my stuff.
I don't watch anybody's stuff.
That's true.
Thank you for that great response. And so I guess we're going to move on.
Hold on. Here we go.
I just don't. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I don't watch other people's stuff.
Did you watch any of the investigations?
Not really. I was working most of the time they were on, so I wasn't able to.
Yeah. So what did you think of your investigation, though?
It was fun.
Back to you, Matt.
Yeah. I'm not good at this. Whatever.
So, what was your... I can't hear myself. I hate it. I don't know how you guys listen to me half the time. So, let me ask you, what was your favorite part of Penhurst? Let's start with that.
It not being cold.
I said your favorite part. What was your favorite part? The heater in the car does not count as your favorite part of the investigation.
When we went to the infirmary and I got to meet a 12-year-old.
That's true. And you know what? It's funny you bring that section up because Brian, you were interested in that because that was when she was doing the dowsing with the pendulum and she was getting those responses. Sadly, what I got that was when we were having camera problems. So most of that wasn't recorded. So why don't you tell people about that section?
So we were told that a lot of the people that lived at Pennhurst were kids, especially in like around the infirmary area and some of the school buildings where all kids, like, what did they say, from 18 to 5?
Something like that.
Yeah, like from 18 to 5-year-old kids, and then in the infirmary, obviously newborns. But you can't really have a full-blown conversation with a newborn.
No, that's true.
So we were wandering around the infirmary, and we got to the part of the infirmary where it used to be like psychiatric, where like a psychiatrist's office would be.
Okay.
Because it had desks and like kind of a bed, but not a bed, like one of those weird couches where you can sit but also lay down if you want to.
Okay.
And I was like, maybe we should do something in here because it used to be a psychiatrist's office. There was probably a lot of kids in and out of here all hours of the day, all the time. I was like, I'm just going to sit on the floor and we're going to talk and see what happens. And so I had my pendulum. At first I had the dowsing rods, and the dowsing rods were a little hard for him to get the hang of.
Okay.
Because they kept swinging out instead of going in for like yes and no. He just kept pushing them out. So I was like, let's try something else. We'll play a different game. So I had a pendulum, and I put that between my fingers, and I did my thing where I make it spin and I make it swing. I was like, if you can do exactly what I just did, we can play 20 questions, if you know what that is. And it went in a circle. I was like, okay, so you know what 20 questions is. So we just started going from like ages down, and we hit like 12. I was like, okay, so you're 12. You're like an early teenager. I was like, do your parents know you here? Yes. Did your parents put you here? No. Did a family member put you here? Yes. What's your favorite color? And then Matt went through colors. What kind of games do you like to play? Like, I go based off of like, when I do a lot of my readings and I get a lot of feelings that I get, I go off of ages. So if I do a pendulum reading and I go down with ages and somebody's like, oh, I'm 25, then I base my questions off of that age group. Relatively close to the time period. So when Pennhurst was going, I was in like the 40s and 50s. They didn't have video games, so I can't ask him what kind of video games he liked to play. I have to go based off of what they used to do. So I asked him, what did he used to play? Did he have friends? Did he like going to school? Did he like being in the hospital?
You know what? It was a real good investigation, and I think a lot of people were impressed with yourself, Mackenzie, and what you did and the questions you were asking during the investigation. There were a lot of comments about that. You should be very proud of yourself and what you both did during that investigation. It was a good investigation, and I look forward to your investigation in October as well. Obviously, I don't know where it is yet, but I know it's not going to be in Pennsylvania area. It's going to be in the. Am I allowed to say the city it's going to be in?
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, we've said it before.
Yeah, so you're going to be in New Orleans doing your investigation with Howard,
yep.
Which I think is going to be great, and I look forward to seeing what you guys are going to be doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But I will say, regarding the Global Ghost Hunt for October. In the last couple of days, we've had 5 teams sign up. So we are getting a lot. It looks like we are going to surpass the teams that we had for May, which is great, which is what we anticipated. So hopefully we'll have 50% more than what we had for May, and it's starting to look that way, and we're only at the beginning of June. So it's looking good, and continue signing up, people, if you're interested. And like I've been saying in the last couple of weeks, I think once you sign up and doing what you're doing and your investigations, you're going to understand the value of why you should be part of the Global Ghost Hunt. It's really going to help you get yourself out there. And there were investigations where I'm surprised the amount of views it got. Not that they were a bad team or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the amount of views that people were getting were quite big. And I didn't know what to expect. I knew what to expect when I came to the investigations and everything else, but I didn't know what to expect when it came to the viewership. And it surpassed my thoughts on what it was going to be. And so it's only going to get bigger and better. And with us having new locations and new teams, and we're going to have a couple of Canadian teams, I think I'm going to get out on an investigation in October. We'll see. But yeah, so it's going to be good. I know we've already got a couple of spots in Tombstone again. Tombstone's going to be part of it, which is going to be great. Vicky, who is in the room, she actually registered her team back in April again I think it was April 30th, but she finally got her location. And so she registered again today for her location. So, and obviously Rootless is going to be back with us. Arizona Pie is going to be back with us. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good event. And I'm looking forward to seeing the team that's going to be investigating the Beck House here in Canada.
And I just wanted to let you know too, brother, that I actually have the thumbnails that we have already, that we've already posted out. I have them ready to share. Oh, okay. So we can share those out. But I think Wicked Queen wanted to say something. That's why we're playing. You guys can't see this in the audience, but we're back and forth muting each other, and we get a feedback because we're so close. So
okay.
So she wanted to say something.
She's got a shark in her hand. Are you getting ready for Shark Week?
She's gonna throw it at me.
Yeah, probably. I like Shark Week.
What do you want to say?
About as far as the viewership thing goes, I only originally on my YouTube and including on my Facebook page had a lot of followers to begin with, because I had a lot of people that knew me through Matt, so that doesn't count. But my YouTube page only had 10 subscribers. After my thing on Global Ghost Hunt, I now have 22 new subscribers on my YouTube.
Well, that's good.
So even if I can get subscribers, anybody else can get subscribers on their YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. So it's going to be good. So hopefully, as we go along here, we'll have more signups and getting more people involved, and have a good October event.
Yeah, and I can't wait. And just to let everybody know, Brian, Nando, Raymond, and myself, we've already kind of spoken about this, but we're going to be doing something special for the locations. We're going to do something a little bit more. We want to get back, which I don't know if she's still in the room, but Jenny, need to get in contact with you about it to kind of finalize everything and get your input. But we have something special planned. So if you are a location, you are looking for, you want to join this, but you just don't have a team, sign up, because you'll want to for what we have planned. I just want to say that. And if you're a team without a location, sign up anyway, because again, we are here to help you. We are here to help. We would like for you to have obviously a location in mind, and a location. We like for you to have a team in mind, but obviously there are some who just don't. They don't have the resources. So we will be more than happy to help out. But so I do have, like I said, I have the thumbnails pulled up. and just kind of give you guys an idea, because there are going to be some that you might notice, because there's some repeats. There's some people coming back like Rootless in these thumbnails, but there's a couple others that are brand new. And honestly, this first one I pulled up, I'm excited for. So let's talk about these. So Brian, what do you know? Because I don't know a lot about these locations. So do you know anything about it?
I don't know a lot about the location, but this location was part of May event. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they didn't. We were unable to find them a team. As far as I know, I think they might have a team for this October. But if you remember, when you were doing the video for the when it was the spring event,
yep.
You know, when you go down the hallway and you see the piano, this
mm-hmm.
is the place.
I do remember that. And
yeah.
Just for you guys who know, if you're a part of the Genesee Orleans Regional Arts Center, if you do see this, it was obvious at that video point that this was going to be in that. It was going to be in that commercial, because that was such a beautiful location.
Yeah,
and it's stunning.
So we're hoping to find them a team, but again, we can do our best to find a team, but really, we would rather the location to find a team, only because the location, if they have teams coming in there all the time, they're going to know who's going to represent them well.
Yeah.
And bring a great investigation and really bring out the Regional Arts Center. And so hopefully we're going to be able to find them a team. If not, from what I understand, they might be having a team. I'm not sure yet. Raymond would know that answer. So,
well,
but again, we're hoping that they're going to be a part of it. They are a part of it, but we just need to find them a team.
Okay. Yeah. No, absolutely, and it was such a shame not to see them a part of the May event, because, like I said, the location is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Wicked Queen's she wants to just go do something, she said.
Yeah, that's fine.
So she's gonna do something. Let's see. So moving on. This looks a little familiar.
Yeah. So Henry Lee is the owner of Galecrest, and obviously Patty and Heather investigated this location for the May event.
Yep.
From what I understand, Henry and his wife are actually going to be doing the investigation for this location in October. From what I understand, that's what Raymond has told me.
Well, Henry, if you're watching, I would highly suggest keeping that masonry saw close by, because we don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But another great location, and honestly, as far as the jail is concerned, I didn't think it was as small as it is. I thought it was a lot bigger, but I mean,
it's surprisingly small. But it's one of those things where it looks really small on the outside, but once you get inside, it looks a lot different.
Oh yeah.
But again, I believe Henry and his wife are going to be doing the investigation, but that doesn't mean if a team sees this that their location is done. If you want to investigate this location, you can. You just have to do it on another night that they're doing theirs. So if you want to do the Galecrest County Jail for part of your investigation for the Global Ghost Hunt, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another familiar face. Building. The Victorian View venue.
Yes.
My word, you would talk about stunning. We had a lot of really stunning locations for the May event, and this is on top of my list. I mean, it had activity, it's got the history, and obviously it's more than just a haunted location. This is the one that has the bridal shop in as well, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And they host, weddings and ceremonies and events, and the history still continues, and the energy that's in this place, it must be immaculate. And just this is one of those ones that got added to my bucket list really quick.
Yeah, so the Victorian View is obviously part of October again. Again, it's one of those things where hopefully a team will see this and sign up and want to be a part of it, or the location will actually find a team for them to do it, to do their location, to do their place or location. So I'm glad they're back, because it's a real stunning place. But I don't think we saw during that investigation, I don't think we saw Minnesota spirit hunters go up to the attic during that investigation.
I think they were, because I think this is the attic.
Yes, it is.
I think they were there at one point, but I don't remember.
They were up there during the tour, but they never actually did it while they were live, like during their investigation. So I'd love to see somebody sign up for this place and get up and do the attic a lot more. Like maybe focus on the attic a bit more.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, from what the owner has said, there is a lot of activity up in the attic.
For me, it would be this room right here, up on top, that little widow's watch. Yeah. That's where I love to be. I love those types of rooms because for me, just because of the history and the reasoning behind it, with it being a widow's watch, it's just amazing to me. And I don't know, the energy in those types of rooms is different than anywhere else in a building. I don't know if it's the architecture or just the environment itself, but I get drawn to those types of rooms.
How come there's so many curses going on in your stream? There's like 9 of them.
I don't know. They're multiplying.
That's weird.
It's paranormal. So you can see that too, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I see it on mine.
There's like 10 of them.
But what's funny is there's only one. There's only one on my screen. So I don't know. But anyway, moving on. So this is one that this is brand new.
Yes.
This is brand new. And honestly, with it being called a homestead, you guys can see it. Even the audience can see it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 of them there.
Let's get some more. I don't know.
Yeah. This is actually being investigated by, we do have a team for this location. Originally we just had the location, but now we have a team for it. And that is going to be investigated by Goose Flats Paranormal.
And I believe their thumbnail is in here, so we'll be able to see that here in a little bit. But I mean, even still, it's the word quaint comes to mind. But again, this is one of those locations for me personally. You don't just go off of the known history. This has got to be one of those locations that has some sort of history that's not written. There's got to be energy in it that we don't know about, and I'm excited for this.
Well, I think, and I said this on when I put this thumbnail on Twitter, and I think I even put it on the post in Facebook. Tombstone is probably on everybody's bucket list when it comes to
absolutely
places that they want to go to, and Tombstone's right up there, and I'm gonna have the honor of being at the Paracon next year, and I'm going to be a speaker, and I'm going to be able to investigate one of these locations during the May event of next year. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, jealous comes to mind. I will say that.
Well, I'm still open to bringing someone. So I've already talked to you about that. So,
I know. I know. And I just want to clear for the record, because I think Bruce would appreciate this. And by the way, if you don't know who Bruce is, welcome to the show. But Bruce is a great guy. He is actually in charge of the Paracon out in Tombstone. One thing he said to me that I just absolutely love, and it really opens your mind on the history of Tombstone. Everyone thinks Tombstone, they think Birdcage, OK Corral. Obviously,
it's going to be part of the Global Ghost Hunt, so.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, those are the two places that when people hear Tombstone, that's what they think. Then the amount of history, and by the way, I just want people to see the mouse is moving. My hand's right here. It's moving on the screen above me, but not on my own. So I'm not doing anything. But there's so many more places. The whole town
got
is
Shefflin Hall. It's there. And you know what? The night of the Paracon in May, there were 14 locations that were being investigated on the Saturday night. So what we're hoping to do next year, to have at least 5 lives going on at once. So we're hoping to have at least 5 locations going on at once. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's even the mines that are out there. There's the graveyard that's apparently very haunted, especially where Billy the Kid is buried. And so the relationship with Paracon is going to be good. It's going to be good for the future for both Global and the Tombstone Paracon. So Carissa, who's the deputy clerk of Tombstone, she's very excited about October, and she's very excited about me coming out there next year and doing a bunch of different locations on possibly the Saturday night. Well, it will be the Saturday night. So, but we'll have lots of locations going on when it comes to Tombstone. So next May is going to be really, really good. So
I'm excited. I'm really excited. And, huge shout out to the Paracon, Bruce and Carissa and all who are involved. Yeah. They've been a huge support, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what comes on.
Yeah. The whole team, Emmy and Jenny are going to be working with the Paracon to make sure everything goes off properly this time. And so
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they're going to be working with them and the council of the Paracon, and so they're going to be working very closely with them. The great thing, though, is, and this is going to be announced now. There's a possibility the night of the investigation in October, they're going to be doing an event possibly before the investigation, because it is the anniversary of Tombstone.
Oh wow!
On the 26th of October, I believe it is. So they're actually possibly planning something before the investigation, which will be shown.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's awesome. One of them a reason to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously.
And I believe that's a Thursday. So yeah,
I think it is. I think you're right. So moving on, let's go to this one. This one, we all know who's going to be investigating this. I'm not going to give out the team because it's going to be.
Well, you can, because it's already there. The thumbnail's already up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're getting there.
Okay.
I think it's actually next. Yep, it is. So I'm just gonna move on.
The Presidio looks like an incredible location. It is basically what looks like to be a fort of some type or a compound. So we're really looking forward to this one. This one's going to be good.
Well, I don't know if it's just like the one out in San Diego, but there is a couple of Presidios out in San Diego County. And the Presidios, what they originally were is, think of like a church / fortress. Yeah. It was like a homestead, and what it used to do, or the thing behind it was just this own little village. And, the priests, the monks, and everything would, hang out here. It was also a stronghold for the military. So it was kind of it was a multi-purpose facility, to say the least. Yep. And I know in San Diego, which is really cool to me, there's one called the Presidio in San Diego, in Old Town. Beautiful, absolutely stunning location. But the next Presidio, the next mission, is actually 1 day's walk away. And that's how they figured it out. That's where they figured out locations, is they would walk for 1 full day, and that's where they would mark it. And I want to say the next one, the 1 day's walk, is San Juan Capistrano, just above San Diego. And, these missions are so full of history, folks. And they actually found the remains of the old mission in San Diego. And if this one is just like that, you want to talk about energy. The amount of energy in that building and in that area is just so different and so unique.
Was this one used for World War I or World War II? I can't recall.
I think it was predated. I think it was before that. I want to say this was the Spanish. I think this was like Alamo Scott, like back in those days.
You know what? I'm not surprised that Rootless is going to be doing this type of location, and it's going to be a great investigation. And from what I understand, Rootless is very excited, but the location is excited even more.
Well, I mean, Rootless absolutely killed it in May. I mean, they looked great. So did CMPS. They both teams looked absolutely great and stunning, with beautiful locations. And honestly, this is one that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited because Rootless Destinations, like I said, is a great team. Yeah. And I know they're going to do this location justice.
I think, I can't remember their date. I think they're doing during the week again. I think it's actually a Monday they're doing of the first weekend.
Okay.
I would have to look back at that date, but this is going to be a great location. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And if I know the girls, and I think I do, they're going to capture some evidence at this location.
Oh yeah. And again, folks, if you're just tuning in and you don't know about the Global Ghost Hunt, welcome to the show. But also, we will be announcing the dates and the schedule closer to the event. So you will actually get to know when these teams are going live and what locations are going live, and we'll have something finalized later on.
Yeah, I think we should let people know that if you are planning to sign up, the last day of sign up will be the end of September.
Correct. Yeah, I was actually just about to say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the last day of September is going to be the final day of signups. So,
absolutely. So there's still plenty of time, but there's not very many slots. So get your spot while you can.
Yeah.
Get your spot while you can, folks.
Yep.
So let's see. Moving on. Oh, I'm gonna move because I think Yep, there it is.
Out of the locations so far, and there's a lot of great locations so far, and great people doing it, great places. This one is one I'm very excited about. The Edinburgh Manor.
Yes.
I know people that have gone to this location, and this place is active. And I think Lisa Marie from Key to the Other Side, I think she's going to have a great investigation. And she's excited. She's ecstatic to be part of the Global Ghost Hunt. And we spoke last week because I needed to get her logo. Yep. And she's really, really, really looking forward to not only the location, but being part of the Global Ghost Hunt. And honestly, we're thrilled to have her as well. She picked herself a great location.
Yeah.
And I know this location is popular, and we're going to have popular locations, but I'm really, really looking forward to it. I had a good friend that went to this place, and he captured some amazing evidence at this location. So this is definitely one to watch. And hopefully Lisa and her team will have a great investigation, and I'm sure they're going to.
Well, I will definitely say this. I know Lisa, and I've investigated with Lisa, and she's a great investigator. Really good investigator, really solid. And I mean, I think we all have heard of Edinburgh Manor, Monticello. Yeah. I think we all have, and it's another Penhurst. But I mean, just looking at these pictures, it's like you just see, you feel the energy, you feel the history, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this one.
I know, and I hope she concentrates on this area. But from what I understand, from what I've seen from previous videos and an old friend of mine, the kitchen is one of the most active places in this location. So I hopefully she concentrates a little bit on the kitchen area because she's going to get activity in the kitchen area. And from what I understand, from what I've seen from my buddy's video, he was scared. Excuse my language. He was scared shitless, and he doesn't get scared.
I have an NC-17 banner if we need.
What's that?
I have an NC-17 banner if we need.
Yeah. So this is definitely another location to watch. And I'm really, really looking forward to this location. I really, really am. And we're only at the beginning of June, and we've already got some incredible teams in incredible locations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely. And I will say this before we move on. One last thing about Edinburgh Manor. I've noticed this in other investigations too, but that is way too much freaking purple. I'm sorry. I like purple. I like the color purple, but that is way too much purple.
I would agree. I would agree. Yeah.
So this is another one that has a team already attached to it. So I'm going to move forward to this next one. And this is the one that another one that I'm really excited about for one reason. I really like the architecture of this one. And I've said that other locations are absolutely beautiful and stunning. But what I love about this one is this one looks like it was just built for paranormal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when we have a lot of those locations here in Pennsylvania, especially my whole hometown, we have a lot of this architecture, and I see the ADT sign in the front yard, but that's not going to help you with a paranormal experience. I'm sorry, but this, like, again, this looks like something out of. It was just built for it.
Yeah, and, I know some investigators that have gone to this location. Obviously, this is in Canada. Yep. This is about. I think it's about. Don't quote me on this. I think it's about 2.5 hours from me. This is a place on my bucket list. I will eventually get to this place, and this is a great location and lots of activity.
And this is another team that, honestly, nothing against Paranormal Responses. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about them.
No,
I don't know anything.
Nor do
about
I. This is the first time I've heard of them.
And honestly, I mean, they look like a good team. They look like a solid from the three.
They look like
individuals.
they have fun. They look like they have fun doing it. And from what I understand, they're very excited to be part of this as well. Obviously, they're signing up because they want to get their name out there. And they understand the value of the Global Ghost Hunt and what it's going to do for them. And I think people will start to know Paranormal Responses, and I give them all the support in the world because they are a Canadian team.
Of course. Yeah. And I'll just say too, just for the record, my Canadian flag is still flying here in studio. I still have it. It is still hanging up. And it was thanks to Paratime. Paratime Investigation sent that to me, and I still have it up. Okay. So, and I have my maple candy with me. It's right here. But yeah, Jason.
And by the way, that Facebook user, that is Nikki.
Oh, hey, Nikki. I saw you come in. Hello. And
Jason's maybe I'll
right.
contact this team and see if I can maybe get up there and investigate.
Oh, I'm sure. So, and Jason's right. The rustic farmhouse look, like
this is a great location, people. It is a great location, and they're going to have a good investigation, and hopefully they capture a lot of evidence. And again, I said it earlier. I hope this helps their team grow.
Agreed. And Jason, I think you'll agree with me. This does look like it's from Central PA because that's where he's from. The tower in the center was probably used for surveillance purposes, like on livestock or farm animals. Very possible.
It's quite very possible.
And just a side note, these little like porches or outwalks, whatever you want to call them, on the side. Does anybody else think of the Addams Family like I do? Like, I just imagine. I see the look. So in the Addams Family movie, the live action one, the first one from the 90s.
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Okay, well, Gomez has this like driving range, like for golf. He has this driving range thing set up on his porch, and he's hitting golf balls into his neighbor's house. It was funny, but that's what I think of, and I always wish I had something like that. Just saying.
Yeah, you know what? And it's funny, and what you said earlier. It's you're right. When you can look at certain places and go, okay, that place is haunted. You can just tell from the outside.
That's why I have that merch.
And that's why. Yeah, and that's why the Carl Beck House is going to be one of those places that it's going to be a great investigation.
100%. All right, so moving on. This is the one you were talking about.
Yeah, just to add one more thing to that. You guys are going to be able to see a location in Canada.
Right.
Which is another good thing too. So.
Right?
Yeah.
It's international. We're international, folks. So all around the world, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you've got a location, whether it's Canada, U.S., Australia, Australia, whatever the hell was that? The U.K., Europe, anywhere. Yeah. Join. We want people from all over the world.
So
Brad's getting tired of the U.S.
yeah, there you go. So Brian, who's the lead investigator for Goose Flats Paranormal, is really, really super pumped about being part of the global ghost hunt and doing this location. And I'm going to have the opportunity to meet them next year at the Paracon.
Nice.
And we're going to probably do an investigation together while I'm out there. So his team is they're like, I thought Rootless was very excited to be part of this. Goose Flats Paranormal is over the moon about being part of the global ghost hunt, and then to do this location as well. I just can't express how excited they are to be part of this.
I will say, if you guys are watching, you said Brian, right? It was the guy's name?
His name's Brian. It's, by the way,
great name.
The same way. It's spelled the same way as mine. So
great name. I will say, Brian, if you are watching, I absolutely love that name. I love the name. I saw it come through on the email, and I was like, "You're shitting me." I was like, "I love it," and the logo is on point. And for those of you who may be just coming in, this is their location that they will be investigating for the October event. And again, I can't say it enough. This place is absolutely just. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So am I.
All right. So the last one we have for this evening, and again, another one. I just love the name.
Yeah, I know Rosie.
I do know Rosie.
Yeah,
I do know Rosie, and I've only seen her a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen her much in the field. But I'll tell you, a mausoleum.
You know that mausoleum, right?
I think so.
That is the mausoleum. That is the mausoleum that I did with Lex and Portal to the Paranormal. That Rosie was part of that team. This is the mausoleum.
That one?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it. I thought it. See, from the video that I saw, it looked like you were in I don't want to say more popular cemetery, but it looked like there was more around it because we obviously saw footage from the night.
This is the location that we did with Portal, because Rosie was part of Portal to the Paranormal at one point, and then Rosie decided to go out on her own, and her mother is part of the group, Emma.
Okay, yeah.
You know Emma. And,
I know Emma.
And they run the Ghoul Gang.
Love
and they're really, really super pumped to be part of this. And obviously I know Rosie and Emma quite well because I spent a lot of time with them in the UK last year. But again, it's another team that is so ecstatic to be part of this event that like when I sent her the thumbnails or when they got the thumbnail, Rosie reached out to me. And they're excited. They're really, really super pumped about this. And they're doing a great location. And I've been to this location. And that mausoleum has got something going on with it. I can tell you that much. And you saw the video of me and Lex when we were using the cat balls.
Yeah.
And the activity that we were getting from the cat balls. They're going to have a great time. Now, the funny thing about all of this is, like, this graveyard's quite huge.
Yeah.
And we only stayed in this one spot. So there's much more graveyard that they can explore. So it's going to be a great investigation. I'm really ecstatic that Rosie and Emma that are a part of this, and I really hope they have a great investigation. And again, they're out there looking to build their viewership, their viewers. And Rosie and Emma, I will let people know, they put on events, and they obviously want to grow their events as well. And that's one of the reasons why they're joining the Global Ghost Hunt, because they believe that they're going to get their name out there. And I think they will with this location. So, and Vicky did write something in there. right there. Up. So Vicky has it's funny. The Global Ghost hadn't even started, and I believe, maybe I'm wrong on this, but Vicky had already signed up before the first one started to sign up for the one in October, I believe. It might have been somebody else, but either way,
that sounds like Vicky.
Yeah, either way, Vicky sent in her location today, and this is what they're going to be doing. So, what is the location called?
While you're typing that, Vicky, our location was built in 1849, a hospital during the Civil War. Later became a sick and birthing house for the community. Many deaths on the property. You know, that reminds me of a lot of. Wait a minute, if you're in Gettysburg area, Vicky, you better be talking to me. But it just shows that during the Civil War, a lot of people just focus on Gettysburg. They don't realize how far the Civil War actually went. Like it was literally up and down the East Coast, and it spread.
There you go.
Kindred's
there
house.
Is the name of the location.
And where is that at, Vicky? We're gonna interview Vicky.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Missouri. See, the case in point right there.
Can you search that quickly and see if you can bring a picture of it up?
Yeah, let me see here.
I will be released once Vicky gets in her pictures, and stuff like that. Her thumbnail will be created, and then the thumbnail of the location will be created. So that will go up on all social media platforms once we get everything. So yeah, Vicky. So if you can send in your logo again and your team picture. Ooh. And your location picture, we can get that thumbnail going and up, and you guys can get it and send it out there. So, and then obviously we need some pictures of the location as well. So, there you
go. Ooh, my. So this does look like something right out of Civil War. This looks exactly like you'd find down in Gettysburg. And by the way, just for if anybody's watching, we do not own the rights to any of these. This is all up to, or all credit for the all credit goes to the creators. Just saying. B team, welcome.
You know who that is? The V team Paranormal. Yeah, I lie.
I've seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
Her.
That's right. I said it. Did I say him?
I've seen him.
Okay. You'll have to excuse me, folks. It has been it's been a month. I'm just gonna say that, but that is. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is just. Vicky, I'm jealous. It's in Missouri. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be another great location, and something that I've never heard of, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that haven't heard of it, and it's going to be another locations where it's going to be put on the map of possible locations people can investigate. So, and I'm glad Vicky's doing that because her last one, the general store and the graveyard, unfortunately they didn't get to do the cannery, but they were doing a great location in the May event. So
excuse
there
the pun,
you go. The house is very close to the battlefield.
Nice. And if you'll excuse the pun, Abyss Paranormal just killed it. They absolutely killed their investigation for me. Yeah. They really did.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see them. But so, and just to give you a little teaser, Brian, because I think you and I have kind of spoke about this, so I'll give the audience a little teaser. So you mentioned earlier the Wicked Queen and I. We will be going to New Orleans, or as they say, Nolans. I'm going to have to start saying it right. I have to get used to it. Otherwise, I'm going to get castrated. Okay. But we're heading down there.
Don't want that to happen.
Not really. I'm kind of attached to everything. Literally.
Yeah.
So I'm planning something with Howard, which, by the way, if those of you who don't know Howard, as far as I know, is still in the hospital. I don't know if I know he's recovering. He's doing okay. He's still with us. So speedy recovery for you, Howard. But Howard and I are going to be hanging out with a couple of New Orleans, and I'm going to say it this time. Basically, they're known paranormal people, the big names. We are going to be seeing locations that are not typical of New Orleans. It's going to be a very private and exclusive type tour. Okay. And we are also going to be introducing Papa Czar. I'm going to be chatting with him. And Papa Czar runs Voodoo Authentica. It is a little shop in, I think it's right off of Canal Street. But anyway, we're going to be talking with him. I'm going to introduce you guys to a couple of locations. We're going to be just doing this little get to know New Orleans and see a different side of it. And that's going to be something special. So that way you guys can plan a trip to come on down and give them the love and respect that they deserve. So that's and I'm sure Howard and I are going to get into some sort of trouble. In other words, we're going to investigate something because it's Howard. Let's be honest. Yeah. It's me and Howard, so something's going to happen.
We also, as far as I know, I believe Todd is still doing. We were supposed to have the Hinsdale House in May, and I believe Todd is doing the Hinsdale House in October.
Awesome.
So that should be. I still have to talk to Todd. I still have to talk to Todd about that, but hopefully he's going to be doing the Hinsdale House because it was sadly missed for the May event. Yeah. And hopefully he's going to do that. Maybe he'll do another place. Who knows? But yeah. So.
And
there you go. Andrew Jackson Hotel, very active in New Orleans.
That actually might be on it because let's just say Howard knows people. We all know Howard. Howard knows people, and we're talking about setting basically what you guys are going to be getting is a quote unquote walking tour / investigation, all in one for Global Ghost Hunt. And I've said this to Brian before, and I know I've said it to Nando, and even Mackenzie, the Wicked Queen, she even agrees. We love the fact that, what you're doing about promoting everybody out. But for me, it's more along the lines of the locations.
Yeah.
And I love promoting these out. Like Penhurst is the prime example for me because it was a great location. Mackenzie did a great job. I think we can all agree with that. She did an amazing job. Mm-hmm. But what I really liked is at Penhurst, we learned something new. I learned that when you go in there, it's not like an all hell break loose. Demons running everywhere. It's not like that. Mm. This is a location that had the mentally handicapped, and even some that weren't. They were just depressed, and they were oppressed, and they were tortured, borderline tortured. Mm. And that's what you get there. You get that. You get these spirits who have a lot of hurt. And the fact that we got to showcase that, and we got to show people, look, when you go, you can walk away just fine. You're not gonna. Yeah, it's creepy. Let's be honest. It's an old.
I would building. Really. I know you've spoken to. I think you spoke. By the way, Rootless is in the room. They came in 10 minutes too late because we were showing your thumbnail, and we were talking about your location. So
ears are burning.
Melissa, I'm sure that's Melissa that's in the room. I'd really like somehow, because I know you talked to the tour guides at Penhurst. I'd really like to somehow get them evolved again somehow or some way, maybe being a supporter, a spokesperson, something along those lines for the October event.
Wow.
I would really like them to come on. I know that you were planning to bring them on your show at one point, I believe, but I'd like to somehow get them involved in we're going to have Chris Conway endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt. If people don't know who Chris Conway is, he was part of Most Haunted at one point out in the UK. He's going to be putting a video together. I hope. We still have to deal with the manager situation. But he's going to be endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt. So, and obviously Chris Conway is very popular in the UK and he's also a medium. So I'm hoping that somehow, because they were in the May event, I would like to get some locations endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt. Yes, we can have speakers like we have Barry Fitzgerald. We're going to have Chris Conway. We're going to have a few other people. But I'd like to actually get some locations endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt as well.
Let the consultant work. That's all I gotta say. Let the consultant work.
If you can maybe contact some of those other locations and getting them to maybe do a 30-second video endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt, that would be great. It will go up on obviously the website and will be permanently up there. And then people see the locations that are endorsing Global Ghost Hunt as well.
I will talk in consultant code that you and a select few understand very well. Let's just say I have ideas. That's I'm just going to leave it at that.
Since Melissa's in the room,
yes,
maybe if she could do us a solid, maybe contacting the Claiborne House and see if they would do an endorsement video for us, just 30 to 40 seconds long, endorsing the Global Ghost Hunt, and we will put that up on the website, and they will stay up there, and people will know the Claiborne House.
Absolutely.
Not only from the investigation, but from if they can do an endorsement video for us, that would be great. So maybe Melissa will reach out to the Claiborne House for us.
Maybe. Very possible. Hint, 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 hint. Hey, Matt and Nando. Oh, wait. You know, I don't want to hear it from you, Raymond. I'm still mad. So
why?
Somebody, and you know, I've told people numerous times, you know, if you come near, you know, the area, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to show you around. I'll meet up. We can have coffee or do whatever, hang out.
Well, I'll be not down just there in
drive,
October.
Not just drive by. Raymond,
I'll be there in October.
Oh, I know you will be. I'm just giving Raymond shit because literally, and you know, I want to prove that. I want to prove this real quick. Well, we have a second. Where is Raymond?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Miss V Team Paranormal, because she put up there she wants to donate to the Global Ghost Hunt. And I will send you a link after the show.
So I won't send what the other thing I sent.
And by the way, you're if you are going to be donating, your name will go up on the website.
Yeah. So I just want to show you guys something real quick. So
here we go.
So you see all this, right? So
are you going to put him on the spot, really? Like
yes,
that?
I am. Yes, I am. I want to show you guys something. This is what Raymond sends me right here. And I know exactly where that is. This was literally less than 3 miles from my house. Sends this to me and just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm driving by. Yeah, and he gives me these excuses. Oh, I would have stopped. See? And drove on. Funny. Jerk.
That's
We're supposed to be family.
Well, you know what? Let's give him some, you know, let's give him some, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's relax on him a little bit. He was driving 18 hours that day.
You know what? I don't want to hear it.
18 hours, Raymond? I think it was.
I don't want to hear it because you know what? I actually had made a plan with the Wicked Queen. We have a 17-and-a-half-hour drive down to New Orleans. We are making special stops to visit somebody in Kentucky and also in North Carolina. But I may just go to North Carolina because Jonathan Myers would stop.
You know what? I give him a break. He was doing he did a lot of driving.
I gotta give him crap.
Of course,
I have to.
Of course, I did give him crap because he was down in the Niagara Falls area and he didn't tell me.
See?
And I could have driven down to Niagara Falls and met up with him and his family.
If you could have gone across the border.
Well, if I'm just going across the border to go to Niagara Falls, yeah, I can do that. That's not.
You can just yell, just yell on the other side.
I'm gonna be a couple of. They ask you how long you're gonna stay. I'm only gonna be 2 or 3 hours.
You can watch me. I'll be right over there.
Yeah,
you can just be like, oh, you can watch me. I'm gonna be right here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be the one waving and screaming at you.
You're right. Just send up players. But no, I gotta give them crap because that's what family does. That's what family does.
Well, no, I don't really think that's what family does. To be honest.
But still, I mean, Melissa's right. Oh, come on, right?
That's funny.
he said he was tired and everybody. I said, you know what? We have coffee. I got plenty of coffee. I got energy drinks.
Oh well, you know what? Raymond had a good trip.
Yeah,
and that's all that matters. And,
absolutely,
he got to spend a lot of time with his family.
Yep.
Which sometimes could be a good thing, sometimes could be a bad thing. But in Raymond's case, it sounds like he had a great time.
Yeah,
and
it was
that's
beautiful. Great area too to go up in Salem. I've been up there and absolutely beautiful. But in any case, guys, bottom line is this: October is coming. It's coming very quickly. So don't hesitate to sign up your team or your location for the Global Ghost Hunt. All you got to do is go to globalghosthunt.com, fill out the forms. It's that easy. If you need any help, please reach out. We will be more than happy to help you with all of that. And the other thing I will say is we have merchandise up on our Teespring, brand new merch. It is just globalghosthuntmerch.com. Go check it out. And all proceeds go right back into the Global Ghost Hunt. I want to make that very, very clear. And I know Brian has said it numerous times as well. Nothing is coming back into anybody's pocket. It is going right back into the event itself. So please, guys, if you want to get a piece of merch, have at it. Have some fun with it. We have brand new stuff all the time. And here's the thing. For the Global Ghost Hunt, there is a fee. And I think I know we've said it before. Yeah, we said it before. There is a small fee for it. It's just $100. Split it between your team. It's that simple. Split it between your team, or you can just save up for it. Save a couple of bucks here and there, and it'll add up. You don't have to do it. I don't think you still don't have to do it right away. To pay it right away, you can save up for it, but do it. It's an investment for the community. Is what it ends up being.
Yeah, and it's an investment for the location and your team as well.
Yeah,
and to get your team out there. Yeah, he'll be in Wilmington next month.
I'm ignoring him.
Wilmington.
I think he's talking Delaware.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where you're talking. It's a little bit closer.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be there in October, so I'm going to be standing right beside Matt in October at his wedding.
Well, you still are coming down early, right?
For what?
Didn't you say you wanted to go to like Gettysburg and stuff?
Oh yeah. I'm going to be I'll probably be there the day or 2 days before. We'll see.
Okay, because I'm taking off the 15th to the 25th.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking 10 days off of work. But anyway, but yeah, guys, go sign up. Go check out the merch. Again, globalghosthuntmerch.com, or just go to globalghosthunt.com. Sign up today. Sign up your location, your team, because you like Rula says, you won't be disappointed, and you won't regret it. You will not regret it. So other than that, guys, that's going to do it for tonight for GGH Live. But join us again. We will hopefully, if Nando sets his alarm, we will be doing one next month. Or unless something else happens and we just want to come online.
But you see, you guys got to do another one in June, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to do one while he's still awake.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to obviously be earlier in the day. But I do want to let people know for this weekend, through the lens, we will have GSI coming on. They're a UK team. Nice. They were on Through the Lens back in 2021.
Okay.
They are part of Paraflix. They do have a YouTube channel. So hopefully we're going to be showing some videos of some of their investigations. And next week I'm on Michael Koff's show.
Nice.
And I believe that's next Tuesday or when it's on the 20th. And then on the 27th, I'm on the Ghoul Gang podcast again.
Very nice.
Talking about Global Ghost Hunt. And that's with Rosie and Emma. And so you can meet the team and get to know Rosie and Emma because they're part of the October event. So that's what's going on with me in the near future. So
nice. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice, guys. So don't go anywhere though. Don't leave just yet because we have the new commercial for the October event. We're going to play here as we leave. Other than that, guys, we will see you at some point. We'll have, I'll update everybody. I'll put an event up, whatever we decide to go live again. But other than that, guys, please sign up today again, globalghosting.com, and we'll see you all next time.